We are live, baby, live. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio, NCAA Net Profit. I'm Conor Mack. He's Maxwell Smart. Huge day today, Max. Huge Wednesday card. I think there's definitely spots we've talked about. Maybe not my favorite one, but I still think there are solid games here to get at. As always, we do to start the show. We run through yesterday. Our good or bad, our wins or losses. We got it, give it to you straight. 3-2 for me. Purdue, the over, I should have just stayed off. This Purdue team is phenomenal. They are legit. And I made a mistake there, but should have just rolled with the over. This team might not be, it's going to be favored maybe all year in some of these games, Max. It's going to be tough for them to lose the way they're scoring in that one. San Diego State, under, it's good to go. They've been good to us on the unders. Ohio State, with the big win for me late. Great defense we talked about. Duke shot the ball, especially late. They couldn't hit a shot there at the end. They only went 4-14 from three. And my Blue Hose got slapped. Slapped up, man. Losing by like 40, 42. Man, that was rough. But 3-2. You had a 4-1 day on the show. How's it feel? Shoot out to how anything else that maybe you were on yesterday. We'll run through the scores too real quick.
Yeah, I think that obviously San Jose State was the right way to play that game last night. I think that when you look at Clemson and the fact that they couldn't get the 3-point shot dropping, that really hurt them against Rutgers. And I just think that when you look at St. Louis, free throws make a big fucking difference. And when you go 19 for 21 and your opponent goes 8 for 18, that's why you won the game. So make your fucking free throws, kids, or Maxwell Smart will be in your nightmares.
Yes, we'll talk about it on a few games today on the card about a few teams that are pretty decent on free throws. One game specifically on my 5 and why I like some points in that one. All right, let's run through it. We already mentioned Purdue with the thrashing. Keep scoring in the 90s. Tennessee thrashing. Ohio State with the good late win. Houston just killed it. Huge win by them. They got the cover. UConn didn't, though. A little bit kind of sleepwalk through game there for your Huskies, Max.
Yeah, but Conor, let's be brutally honest. The game didn't matter. We knew that UConn was going to come out a little freaking less focused and wanting to put a hurt on someone. And Tyrese Martin didn't play. A Cook, and Rashul Diggins played limited minutes. So This wasn't a game that we judged UConn on. We just say, yeah, they didn't lose. That's all that matters. And the game went over. So I'm happy.
This one, though, was Army did not show up. Siena with the big win there.
Well, let's be brutally honest. They did show up in the first half. They just didn't show up for the full 40 minutes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing that up. I'm just giving the final scores. Shoot me in on these first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll set you straight, bro. I'll set you straight.
You do that. We don't want this to get off the rails, baby. We want to keep
Hey, listen. I'll fucking take this show right off the rails, and we're only 4 minutes into it.
This is true. Hold on one sec. Go to pop on my scores. Davidson got the win and cover. Charlotte was a no-show. Georgetown by 8 over Longwood. Sorry, I can barely see the highlighted there. East Carolina didn't cover against Old Dominion. That was rough. This one was good for you. Double OT got your Furman High Point.
Wow, over there. That was the luckiest over win of the year. Those guys were literally trying not to push this game over. So I was very lucky on that spot. I didn't want to mention it, but now that I do, I'm like, wow, fuck, something bad's going to happen to me. I'm going to lose an under because I won that game last night.
Yeah. New Jersey beat Sacred Heart by 5. We kind of went through that one. This one was tight, but Northeastern got the 10-point win and cover versus Detroit. Minnesota. Go ahead.
Conor, that game, Northeastern had a commanding lead, and I believe that game got to a tie point before they were able to shift it into another gear. And what happened to Detroit Mercy last night? It is Antoine Davis. If he is high volume shooting and he is your only scoring option in the game, Detroit loses basketball games and we cash tickets.
That's very true. I mean, he's got to make buckets for them to be in games. And he had the games before that, and they had been in some of those games. We kind of mentioned yesterday. Minnesota with a 1-point win. We talked about how this was dirty, Max. I mean, I stayed off it, that it was a tough one, kind of a trap. Pittsburgh's been so bad, and they still lose by 1, but they got the cover in that one. How about this one? You saw points, Syracuse, Indiana, tons of it. Then double OT, they win by 2. I almost pulled the trigger on them yesterday, but I didn't. But yeah, 112-110. Double OT, tons of points in that one.
Yeah.
Shout out to the go ahead.
Yeah, that game was crazy because you know what? A lot of people talk shit about Joe Girard and how they wanted Kadari Richmond back, and then Coach fucking Boeheim came out and said that Richmond didn't care about basketball as much as Joe Girard did. And then who got the game-winning bucket last night for Syracuse? Joe motherfucking Girard at the free throw line.
Yeah, nothing but net, baby. Let's get to this. Shout out to the Taint, as Max always says. Lady Taint.
The Lady Taint.
Greensboro gets a 13-point win and the cover. West Virginia won by 19. Just covered over Bellarmine there in that one. Ole Miss beat up Ryder by 24.
But not in the first half. Not in the
first half. They covered first half. Ryder did. And that one, big win. You were on Texas State. They won that 80-69. Yeah. There. Big one in OT. I had the under. And just shots were falling. But St. Louis got it done. You had it money line. 86-82. There. This one, I'm just kicking myself. Maybe it was a sprinkle money line. I knew it was rivalry. I caught it at 13. We couldn't the show when it was down to 10. But New Mexico not only covers, they win. Beat New Mexico State.
There was an actual blackout on the campus of New Mexico State. So New Mexico actually shot the lights out. So it was a crazy game for Jalen House to have such a big scoring game in a huge rivalry game. Makes me so excited for the second game, which I think that they played tomorrow or something. So
I think it is
love
tomorrow.
This rivalry.
How about this one? This team cover in the first half, Max. Jackson State and then Marquette, which you took second half, blew them out of the waters. Totally. Just stayed under. I took this under. Barely escaped that one a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah, that game was absolutely nuts because, you know, when you go in tied 29-29, you do not expect the other team to literally like win the second half by 30 points. Like that is some rigged shit right there. I don't mean to be a conspiracy theorist, but that's some rigged shit right there.
Yeah, and they just totally blew them out by 30. We mentioned it, the Clemson, the shots didn't fall. Rutgers still a Jekyll and Hyde, tough team for me to figure out. Obviously, they're better at home at the rack, but tough team. If they're not scoring, they're not winning, but they got it done last night. This one hurt, Max. Late night, Hawaii up by 4. Thought we could take advantage of it and then lose by 11.5. Lose by 12 to Santa Clara. That one hurt. That was a swift kick to the nuts.
Conor, I got kicked in the nuts 3 times on that game. I had the first half over, the full game over, and Hawaii plus 11. So I slurped some cock soup on that, and it was absolutely disgusting, and I'm trying to avoid doing that tonight.
Yes, that's exactly what we're trying to do tonight.
I got my honey.
Yes. Lucky honey is here. It's live. It's here. UNR just got the cover here. By 13, beating Pepperdine by the hook. Santa Clara and Nevada just getting the cover there. Wake Forest, OT, beat Northwestern. We talked San Diego State that under. They just bottled them up. I thought they'd score 65-70. They did. Kind of a simple one. And then your win, San Jose State. They win by 9, had a 10-point lead at halftime. But that was it from yesterday. Pretty good day 4-1 for you. 3-2. I should have stayed off, maybe been on a few other, but I'm ready for today, baby. Let's get to it. Before we get to your games, though, Max, year 5, I want to give a shout out to all our guys in the chat. Best chat out there, any show, anywhere, ever. Jake Burns, what's up? Vale Gotti, my guy, Rude Jude, up in the joint. Jay Peasy, Paul Taylor, the Sailor. Shout out to the Sailor, Paul Taylor. Brian Gant, Cash Action Bets. Our guy, Taylor MacArthur, what's up, man? Earl Sports Bets, what's up? Yeah, Ohio State got it done. Money line. We were talking about it just a little bit. You know, Duke missed a lot of shots, but I think that's the best Penn State. At home, cramped down, played a little defense, got it done. J.A., what's up? Mac, how you doing? Dave and Cal, regular 48, how you doing? Tip the cap. J.A., Colton, what's up, my guy? That's about it for now. I just want to give a shout out to guys. I noticed a few guys gave a question. James Little, what's up, my guy, James Little? Shoot us in the question and answer. We do that at the end of the show. Max is going to run through his 5 games. I'm going to kind of go through my 5 games, and then we got a huge card. So we're going to spend the last 20 minutes, maybe in 25, going over all the rest. Any questions you have, shoot them out. Max will answer them, and I will too if I have an opinion on the game. But let's get right to it today, Max. Let's get to your 5 games, my guy. This is one I looked at last night right away. It jumped out. Mentioned you, Iona versus Marist. Iona's 8-point favorite. It was 7 last night. Total 134. What are you looking at here?
Yeah, for me in this game, Connor, it's definitely a rivalry, and I believe that this is the first game of Metro Atlantic ball for both these teams, that it's going to be an offensive game. We constantly see these guys go into these big scoring games when we're accustomed to seeing them play under basketball. But with Raheem Sullivan and Ricardo freaking Wright for Marist, we've seen this team average 70 points, and they haven't played all cupcakes. They're a cupcake. So I just think that in this game, we're going to see points early. We're seeing an Iona team that has played some really tough games over the last couple weeks, and now they get a game in a situation that they're going to be able to dominate. They're going to dominate the conference. It starts tonight with this freaking group in Marist, but this is not the Marist teams of your past. This is a team that scores a basketball. I think that they do just enough scoring of the basketball in the first half to get the first half over. So I'm just going with Iona, first half over 62. And I think that Marist is going to do their part. I think Iona blasts them, but I do think that Marist contributes to the scoring and helps us get over that 3.1 points per minute that we need.
All right. I like it. 62. Real quick, what do you think about Iona? Can they cover this full game? Would you maybe look first half the way you're talking about it? Do you look first half Iona the way you're talking?
I think that I would go first half Iona, because you are getting the worst of the line when it opened at 6.5. So I just wanted to see Iona establish Elijah Joyner and Tyson Jolly early. This is a team that's going to get to the free throw line frequently, and that's going to be needed when you're betting on an over. We love when points get scored with the clock stopped. It's just common sense. So Iona definitely should put on a thumping early. I think Marist is the type of team that can backdoor because they have game-changing scores. But at the end of the day, I just felt that the over first half had more value to me.
Great breakdown there. Shout out to Paul Taylor, the Sailor, with the $5 dono. He's saying, let's get paid today. These breakdowns are golden. Thanks, man. We appreciate all the donos. We're here Monday through Friday. We're going to try to give our best looks that we can on these games and hopefully get paid the best we can. And now we're going to get into full swing, Max, real quick. You know, first few weeks, those tournaments we had mentioned, we're starting to get data. We're going to get stats first half, second half, where we can really dig into this year, because college basketball every year is different. You know what I mean? Kids are transferring now these days, and there's COVID. So these teams aren't the same as always as last year to go off of. So, yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks for the dono. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Let's get to your second one here, Max. Colorado State versus Arkansas Little Rock. They're favored by 20.5. Total 148, right around there. What's your look here?
Yeah, this is a game where I did like the first half over because Colorado State and Little Rock both do a good job again to the free throw line, and Colorado State is just a very good shooting team. They have continuity, chemistry, an established point guard, and a low block scorer, David Roddy, who I don't really see a matchup disadvantage for him in this game. I just think that when you look at Colorado State, this is a group that definitely does start slow. We have seen them struggle to get to 40 points in a couple first halves and then really pound it on late. At home, I expect them to take this game very seriously after some early season blunders, and I expect them to put up points. So when I look at this game, I think that we're going to have a lot of attempts at the free throw line for both teams. I think that Colorado State is going to be able to establish their three-level scoring, and I think that they're going to be able to minimize the fact that they don't extend possessions with offensive rebounding and use that good ball facilitation from Isaiah Stevens to mitigate that. So I look for the extra pass. I like that Adam Thistlewood is back in the lineup. And I think that Colorado State team total over 83.5 is going to be my play in this game.
Excellent. Over 83.5. We have that. I like it. I do think they score here, Max. I think they can get over that total. This Arkansas play is not very good defensively. I'd be leery of the cover. I mean, they should here, but yeah, maybe some of these we talk about instead of laying the 20-21, take the team total here. And Colorado State can score, especially at home. This team can put up points in bunches at periods. All right, let's get to your third one here. BYU favored by 13.5 versus Utah Valley. This one's very interesting to me. I lean the points a little bit with Utah Valley. This is like their biggest game playing BYU, big bad BYU. Total 138. What'd you like here?
Yeah, I think that with Utah Valley, this is definitely the stepping stone game for them. And I definitely like Utah Valley because they got Vancouver, British Columbia's Fairdahl Amick. And Amick is definitely a guy that has to be freaking effective tonight. We did see him have a off performance in his last game. And this is a guy that can give you 25 and 15. He's going to need an outlier performance, an MVP type performance tonight for his school and for his program to have a chance against this BYU team with their improved guard play when it comes to Brandon Everett, Tajon Lucas, Alex Barcelo. That is where the difference can be made. If Utah Valley can lock down and they can close out on three-point shooters and make it more difficult to get off these screens, I think that they're going to have a good shot of not only limiting BYU scoring-wise, but having a chance to cover and maybe even have to backdoor covering this game. There's too many points to not go with Utah Valley. The question with Utah Valley is always going to be, what are you going to get from their guard play? And I think that even a guy like freaking Blaze Neal or Conor Harding can step up in this game. I just think that it makes it that much smoother. And who knows? Utah Valley, we've seen them get out to big leads, albeit versus lesser opponents, but they can still score the basketball and prove they can. I think that this is a game that they get up for more than BYU does, and BYU just wants to escape with a win. So give me Utah Valley minus plus the points. And I'll say this, I talked to the great Pete Loshak before the show, Connor, and when he was talking about the plays that he was on to me, one of the plays that I instantly perked up, I was like, shit, I got fucking Dumbo elephant ears, sort of like our guy Sharpie. And then I was like, ooh, team total under? Ooh, I like it. I like it. So I think that I'm going to also add BYU team total under 76.5. And of course, I want to give the credit to the great, the one and only Mr. Peter Loshak.
Yeah, shout out to Loshak, our guy, always giving out birthday picks to everyone all over the world. So if your birthday's around, find Peter Loshak. He'll hook you up with a birthday pick. Right, Max?
Absolutely. He does very good birthday picks, sort of like Ladies of the Night do very good fluid extractions. It's good stuff.
Facts. Yeah, that one's interesting. Yeah, I just think they don't blow them out, and this could be close. So I lean with the points there, and the under is an interesting look. Okay, let's get to your next one here. Your fourth, Pacific versus UC Davis. UC Davis favored by 3, total 135. What do you like here?
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I just do not like fucking UC Davis in this spot. I had a soft spot for this team. I thought that they were a team that could be on the rise, but their 3-point shooting has taken a terrible fucking turn for the worse, where that's the main strength of this Pacific team. They love to miss close 2% buckets, but excuse me, 2-point buckets, but they seem to be able to hit 3-point shots. So I'm definitely looking at UC Davis, and I'm like, wow, did UC Davis just lose to the Academy of Arts University by like 19 points? Yes, they fucking did.
Yes.
That's how atrocious this team is in my eyes right now, and they have to prove otherwise. I think that when you look at Ezra Manjin, you look at Elijah Pepper, you do have 2 quality pieces that can score the basketball, but if they shoot like a combined 10 for 26 like they did against the Academy of Arts, they're not only going to lose to that school, how are they going to beat this specific team that definitely has some interesting pieces and some definitely has a game-breaking scorer in Jeremiah Bailey. So I just think that Pacific here on the money line is a spot. I think that they go into UC Davis. I think that they make them their bottom. So yeah. Give me
Ooh,
Pacific. Give me the
excellent.
Tigers. Give me the money line.
Money
And if
line.
you can get me plus 135 or plus 140, I'll like you even more, Connor.
I'm gonna find that in just 1 second. I will look. As you get to this game, I will look real fast to get the best number for you.
Yeah, I'll
Here we
just add
go.
one
This is a
more.
big one.
I just want to
Yeah,
add
go
one
ahead.
more thing. Alfonso
Yep.
Anderson, the Utah State transfer, big difference maker for the specific team. They're tough. They're hard to play against. UC Davis, hopefully, we'll find that out tonight.
I can get you a 135.
What can you get me?
Excellent. Plus 135. You good?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah,
Beautiful.
like it.
Okay. Yep. I get it. It's at the Westgate. Excellent. Let's get to the last one. We got the big game here. Michigan up to 2.5 point favorites at North Carolina. Chapel Hill total 151. There's 150 and a half here now as well. What do you like here?
Yeah, for me, this is definitely a spot where you got to expect Michigan to try and work out of this offensive funk, playing against UNLV, playing against freaking Tarleton State, and having these types of offensive performances and these 20-minute efforts are just not going to be acceptable for Juwan Howard and the elite coach that he has proven already to be. So I expect a definite step up performance from Michigan in this spot. What we've seen from North Carolina is that a lot of teams can score against them. It's a matter of, like Conor was saying to me before the show, can North Carolina score against Michigan's defense? That's the biggest question. I think that they're going to. I think that this is still a young Michigan team going out on the road against a older North Carolina but less talented backcourt North Carolina. The key will be Hunter Dickinson. They'll have to freaking roll fucking screens to get guys to the rim, and they're going to have to be aware of all the rim protection that North Carolina is going to fucking arm themselves with. I think at the end of the day, this is a North Carolina team that, while may be attractive as a home dog, they've been burning your money so far this season. I'm not ready to put my money on them. But what I do like is for this defense and this offense from Michigan to be a little susceptible and for the offense to step up. I think Michigan, North Carolina go over. To be safe, I'm going to take the over 150 and a half full game, but I really did like the first half also. I just wanted that 3.5 points per minute or less pace, and I can't get that at 71 and a half.
Excellent. So you just want to go full game here?
Yeah, let's just go full game, Connor.
Full game over 150. 1.5. Excellent. I like it, Max. That is your 5. Are you good? Did you want to touch on anything else? I'm sure we're going to run through a shitload of games. I'm ready
Yeah,
to go.
we're gonna run through questions, run through games. I'm actually more interested in hearing what my co-host, what my main guy, what my fucking Eskimo brother fucking has to say. Connor Mack, tell me about your 5 games, my guy.
All right, let's get to my 5. There's one, my second one. I talked to you a little about earlier. I think I'm going to stick with it and make it official, but I can't wait to talk to you about it. But let's get to the first one. Virginia Tech, +1, most places. There's some places a pick 'em versus Maryland. Totals 132. I like Va Tech here in this spot. I do not trust Maryland. I don't think they're very good offensively. They just lost to Louisville in that tournament. Now they come back. They are at home, but they've just struggled, period. Fats Russell hasn't been good. Ayala's okay. These guys have to be better, and Russell was not good his last game, the Rhode Island transfer. I just don't think they're very good offensively. And defense, they're just all right. Va Tech, one thing within, I love them. They're not deep at all, Max. This is a team, it's kind of their starting 5. They just go a couple deep. They've had 2 losses. I mean, tough games against 2 good basketball teams. Memphis, we mentioned it. It was a close game to about 4 minutes. They lost by 8. And Xavier had a horrible shooting night. Storm Murphy, nothing. This is a transfer from Wofford, nothing. He's 0 points. He's got to be big tonight. He averaged 17 last year. I think he is better tonight. I think they shoot it better, and they're the better team defensively. I know Maryland's a little bit better defensively than offensively for that team, and they are at home. But I want Virginia Tech in this spot. I'm going to take a money line. I think they shoot it better, and they play better team defense all the way around. They've been one of the top teams. Before all those wins, they had cupcake wins, easy winners before these 2 losses. I think they get back on track. I think they win tonight here versus Maryland. Take a money line, you get even money with it. And just to touch on the total real quick here, Max, I think you could go under at 132. I think this could stay under. I'm not wild about it, but the way both these teams play, especially Virginia Tech, I think this game stays under the total. What's your look here?
Yeah, I agree with you from a side perspective, Connor, because this Maryland team, yes, they brought in Fats Russell, but they need guys like freaking Hakeem Hart, Dante Scott. They need these guys to score. They need Wahab to give you that big offensive scoring freaking game. You already seen him score 17 and 15, so I think that you're on the right spot. I think that when you look at Storm Murphy, though, I think that this is what we need to expect from him. I do not think he's going to give you that 17 points per game. I think he's going to give you those spurts. But against a physical Maryland guard play, it's going to be a tough matchup. But I do like Virginia Tech like you do.
I agree. He's not going to score 17 like he did with Wofford, but I think he's got to be a 10-point scorer for that. He can't put up a goose egg like he did last game. Well, you know what I mean?
He's missing free throws. That's the problem. He's leaving points at the free throw line. He's getting to the free throw line. It's just that he's missing like 5 out of 10 of them. So it's a real fucked up situation with his free throw shooting, though. Yeah,
exactly. Let's get to the second one. We've already talked about this one a little bit. I think I'm just going to roll with it. Cincinnati, they're favored by 3.5 versus Miami, Ohio. Totals 137.5. This Cincinnati team had some big wins early, going 5-0, beating Illinois by 20. They lost that tough one. We had 5 points, and they fouled fouled with 1 second, lost by 6. But the Monmouth loss was horrible. That looked like the old Cincinnati team from maybe a couple years ago that struggled offensively, and I think they can at times. Miami, Ohio has played well. They beat Georgia Tech, had some real easy cupcake wins, and then they beat Western Illinois by like 11. Western Illinois beat them, 79-67, pretty easily. They are at home. You mentioned it, Max. I think they haven't played in a couple years, but this is a rivalry. That's what's got me a little bit on pause here. I just think Cincinnati's deeper. They're more talented. They play 9-10 guys in this lineup. And I think in the end, they can win and eke this out. Like I said, this was kind of my only lean. I want you to talk about it. But I think at this point, I'm talking in circles. I'm just going to lay the 3.5. Cincinnati, get in there and get the win. But it won't be easy. What do you like here?
Yeah, Connor, I think that it is it does have that trappy kind of feel. But when you look at Cincinnati, I don't think that they can afford to lose 3 in a row. This is going to be
I
loss number
know.
3 if they can't get this game. And this is a rivalry game. They do not have anything to gain from this. They have more to lose. This is only going to be a quad 3 win if they do win it. And when you look at the fact that Cincinnati has Wes Miller coaching them, I just think that you got to fucking make sure you stop Day Grant and you got to stop Mekhi Larry. If you do that, you stop Miami, Ohio.
I agree. And this is the Miami, Ohio. I think that's played a little bit over their head, Max. This preseason, they were 7th or 8th in the MAC. I think they're pretty good, but like I said, I think they're more in that range. Cincinnati has to win. That this would be, really bad loss here. So I'm going to stick with it. Let's go with my Bearcats, Cincinnati, in that one. Let's get to my third here. This is UC Riverside versus Oregon. Oregon's favored by 13.5. Totals 130. Obviously, Oregon beat down Montana the other night, 87-47 in that one. And that game just went over. The total was 131. I had it. I'm going right back to it here because UC Riverside has the defense that'll keep this game under that Montana didn't. Oregon won't score 87 in this game. Obviously, UC Riverside didn't cover against St. Mary's, but they played a great first half, 30-28. That second half, they just kind of, blew it. 13-point second half. St. Mary's pulled away. They win by 16-17. But Oregon has been an under team so far this year. They'll hold down Riverside. Whether they cover or not, I don't know, because I still haven't figured this Oregon team out, and I'm not touching the side for them for a while. But I love the under here. So just give me the under 130. I think we cash here tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the under. I think that when you look at Riverside's, I think it's like 23% 3-point defense. That is what's going to have to stand out. And of course, when you got the New Zealander, Callum McRae, in the middle, you got a legitimate 7-footer. You got a guy that can operate in the low post, and you got a fucking 7-footer that can also take it up to 3. I think that the key for Riverside from a side perspective is getting that 3-point shooting going. That was what their bread and butter offensively was last year. And when they can't hit the 3, they are struggling to score and stay in games. And that's what happened in St. Mary's game. The 3 just stopped dropping. I think that with Dom Pickett back in the lineup, it's a much better option. But I agree with you 100%, Connor. Under or pass. I'm summoning the Master Jedi of Unders, Mr. Noli knows. Yes.
Yes. Me too. I hope he likes the under in that game. I got to talk to him today. Let's get to my next one. Let's get to the fourth here. Princeton, Hofstra. Noli might want, I know he's not here because he probably rag on me wearing an Angels hat. And he wouldn't like to hear this over in this spot. Princeton, Hofstra. Hofstra's favored by 3.5. Total's 144. I still think this total's low enough. We can get up and over 144. Princeton has been averaging 79 points a game. They've been giving up 68. They've been able to shoot it. Both these teams, real quick, Max, just to get over it, both are shooting 37% from 3. They have guys that create shots, get it done, and I don't think both are very great defensively. And both teams are shooting about 70 from the free throw line. Not great, but not horrible. In this one, Hofstra's averaging 77 points a game. They're giving up 73. I think this game could be tight. I lean Princeton with the 3.5, but I think this gets into the 70s. Even a team could score in the 80s here with Hofstra and Princeton. I think we get up and over 144. What do you think?
Listen, I like where you're going with the over. I agree with you there. We are seeing a more man-to-man defense run by Speedy Claxton. And I think that with Zach Cooks and Jalen Ray both healthy, this is a Hofstra offense that can get hot. You hope that gets hot. We hope they get hot tonight. But I'll say this. I'm on the other side when it comes to the fucking game, all right? I'm all over Hofstra. Hofstra did a lot of fucking up on home court last year. Well, they're back to amend that shit. They're coming for your chocha. Hide your fucking food and hide your women because Hofstra's coming for the money. Yeah,
you talked about it. Cooks, Estrada, all those guys, they get hot. That's why I think they score. And I've never been impressed by both teams' defenses. So I'm not going to mess with the side. I want you to win. You're 3.5, but I think we get over 144. I think we got room here just a little bit at that number. We're not talking 149 where I think this could have been. So I think we get up and over 144 there tonight. All right, let's get to my last one here. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I'll run through my guy Sharpie in there, Danny Betts, Nasty Nate, all our guys in there. G Martinez, what up, what up?
Go Rhode Island.
Yeah, for sure. Go Rhode Island. Let's get to my last one here.
Danny.
Yep, let's get it. Let's get to my last one here. We'll get to all your guys' questions and all the bullshit on all these. Well, we have 70 games today. Let's get to it. UNLV, SMU. SMU's favored by 8 in this one, Max. The total's 139 in this one. SMU's been a good basketball team, but they have had trouble. I'm going to just talk about the side real quick. Covering numbers has not been their thing, even at home. They kind of remind me of the same thing, the football team. SMU catching points, take them. Them laying points, I don't love so much. So I'm staying off the side. I lean to UNLV, but I wanted 10 to really play that. I'm on the total under. UNLV has been crazy. 320 in field goal percentage. They've only shot 27% from 3, 242 in pace of play. This UNLV team's been dead under team here, Max, which I've been a little surprised. I think you have been too. They held Michigan to 74, UCLA, two teams that I think get in the 80s regularly against other teams in 90s, and 73 to UCLA. I don't think SMU breaks 70 tonight. So I love the under 139 here. UNLV probably will shoot it better as the year gets on with Hamilton and all these guys that have all these transfers. But I think this game stays under the total. And I love it. At 139, I will take it here at Moody Coliseum. So I'm on the under 139. What do you think?
Yeah, I like the under. That's the only way that I'm playing this game because, like you said, the transfers are not producing. And my fellow Canadian, Mike Nuga, I'm like, where are you, Mike? Come on, buddy. Yeah. You got to fucking score for me, all right? But no one's filled the David Jenkins role as of yet or the Caleb Grill role. And it'll be interesting to see when that happens during the season. But I agree with the under. And I just don't trust UNLV. So I'm not going to play this side.
Yeah. And we talked about how bad UNLV offensively, and I just brought it up with them holding Michigan, UCLA. They've been pretty solid defensively. And we know at times SMU can shoot it well. But at 139, I think it's just too high here in this spot. But this is UNLV's first road game, true road test here, going to Dallas. So that's why I stayed off the side. But give me the under 139 in that one. That's it. Those are my 5. Load up your questions because we got a full thing here. Last 20 minutes. Give us everything. Try to hit us what your question is. Give me the number and the total, whatever you're on, so it's easier for me. We'll rip through this. But first, let's get to the commercials. Let's hit it, baby. Yeah, your book might show it. I still have the Westgate Superbook, the app. I have a 139. There's some 138s and a few 137s. It's like at FanDuel there. Sorry, had a quick burp there. Excuse me. Let's get to some of these questions here real quick. Go to Southtown 101. Tell us Pub Sports Radio sent you. Give you a free beer or soda. Tell them C-Mac and Max sent you. Get there. Karaoke, great food. Unbelievable place to go to. Great bar. Go to manscaped.com. 20% off. Promo code PubSports. Keep everything cleaned up and shaved. Get the Lawnmower 4.0. Great product. And go to mybookie.ag. Get another book, with lines. Use the Bitcoin. You put 1,000, they give you 1,000, they match you. If you don't use Bitcoin, use your debit or credit, you put 1,000, they give you $500. So sign up, use promo code Pub Sorts Radio for that one, and get the Pub Rub. I think Big Show had it here. Pick up some of our Pub Sorts Radio shirts and sweatshirts. We have it on sale. Just look right under the spring thing right here under the chat. When you take it away, you can get all our Pub Sorts Radio Swizzag, if you know what I mean. And there's the Pub Rub. Rub the meats. Get it on your chicken. Get it on your steaks. Get it seasoned for this time of year as it gets colder. So go there, pubsortsradio.com. Pub Rub. We're done with those, Max. Let's get to the questions. I can't wait. Let's get to them. Let me go back as far as I can here a little bit. American versus Stony Brook. American plus 8.5. You like it?
I think that I got to look towards American, but I'm obviously making the assumption that American's going to be able to make jump shots. When Stacey Beckton and Johnny O'Neal and company can score the basketball consistently, then they're in games. But otherwise, then Stony Brook does have also dominant guard play. I just think at the end of the day, Johnny O'Neal presents a matchup disadvantage that Stony Brook doesn't really have an answer for. He's the X factor, and American finds a way to backdoor cover the game at the least.
All righty. That's what I was thinking too. Utah, USC. Utah, this is a team that's never good on the road. We can mention another team, Colorado. As well, but a team I love to take it home, not much on the road. Is SC this good, can cover this number here, Max?
For me, this is a straight pass. I want to watch some Pac-12 conference basketball before I get involved in it.
Excellent. I lean SC. 7's a lot. They've looked really dominant early, and like I said, I like Utah, but I usually love them at home. When they hit the road, they can struggle. Man, the last 3 or 4 years, they have not been a good team on the road. How about Florida, Oklahoma? Let's get to a big one here, Max. Most books, Florida's favored by 1. Totals right around 133. You have anything here?
At the end of the day, this is still a Florida team that's coached by Mike White. And regardless of what he's assembled transfer-wise, I'm not ready to back them in a big game on the road against what I think is being a undervalued Oklahoma team. While I don't think that they have the type of scores that we're used to seeing in the backcourt, they do have a bunch of different big men that they can rotate out there, and they're going to win games with defense more often than they're going to win by outscoring them when it comes to these caliber of opponents. I think that Oklahoma and Porter Moser's defense is the way that I would look at it. I have not bet it. I probably won't bet it, but if you gave me a free play, I would take Oklahoma.
Yeah, I lean that way too. I have not bet that one. Let's get to this one. Kobe, Z4. He took Citadel money line, Chicago State plus 15. Your thoughts on that, Max?
Yeah, Citadel money line. I was on with Jimmy the Bag today. That was one of the plays that I was talking about this morning. I think that Citadel is in a similar situation to what Texas State was with Rice yesterday. I think that UNC Asheville, while they are going to press you and they are going to deny you those 3-point shooting opportunities, this is a Citadel team that is decent enough passing to break that press and resort to baseline drives and freaking pick and roll. So I think that Citadel's going to be able to score the basketball. I think you are on the right spot with the money line. And with Chicago State, I hate to say it, but with Brandon Betson and freaking these up and comers that I've seen come in, it's hard not to like them with the 15 points full game.
Yeah, it is a lot of points there. Here's the other one that I mentioned, a team that I don't back too much on the road, but a big number here, Colorado versus UCLA. Spreads 13.5. Anything here, Max?
Yeah, nothing there for me, Connor.
Me too. I can't take Colorado on the road. I know it's a boatload of points. Can they stay within it? It's just not enough value here either way for me on the side. Maybe UCLA's team total. I don't think Colorado has very good defense, and this game could get over from my look here in that one. I have not bet it, but that'd be my look in that basketball game. Our guy, Danny Betts. Oh, let's get to this one first. Wichita State, Oklahoma State, big game here. Oklahoma State favored by 6.5. Total 133. Go ahead, Max.
In my opinion, it's a number where I think that someone in the chat brought it up either like yesterday or the day before, maybe, that the 6.7 point favorites in college basketball seem to be the toughest one to like get over the hump with.
Yeah.
And
So
when I
yeah.
look at this game, I think that's what I have going on here. So I'm just looking to I'm looking to go the other way when I see numbers like this. And this is an example of it.
Yeah, this one's difficult to me. I've liked Wichita State so far this year, and they've played decent, neutral court games. This won't be easy. I needed a few more points, but I lean with them catching the 6.5. And I looked at the total. I love Wichita unders. I just didn't think there was a shitload of wiggle room here, Max, with the 133. But I look under. I do in their games. Their offense has been better lately, and they've gone over. So that's what kept me off. There wasn't enough room here for me to make this a good, solid bet, especially for the show at 133. Go ahead.
Yeah, but going up against Oral Roberts in that type of scenario with a Max Obamas on the other side, you're not going to have that with Wichita State. If Tyson ATN goes off for 30 plus, that means that nobody else is going to be scoring for Wichita. So I like where you're going with the under, and I think that just like Cash Action Bet says, like the values with the points with the dog, and this could be a doggy type of night.
Yes. Dog eat dog world out there. Shout out to our guy Danny Betts. He's Louisiana Tech -12, and he's got FAU -5, and he looks on those two, Max.
I agree with the FAU one, but it is making me a little suspicious because we did see the line now go from 4.5 to 6 and then down to 5. So that definitely has me wondering a little. But I think that with La Tech, it's always going to be about what you're going to get from the guard play because that Kenneth Lofton, unless he's going up against a big man with freaking equally freaking graceful footwork, he's going to be able to get underneath taller defenders and he's going to be able to overpower smaller defenders. I think that it's more about what you get from Keaton Willis when it comes to La Tech, and that's where I like this team. I think that they have a group of guys in Archibald and company and Christensen that are solid enough to complement Lofton. I definitely can see them blowing this game, but the value tells me La Tech first half full game is where I would be going with it.
Okay. How about this one? Norfolk State, UNC Wilmington, -4. Can they cover that number?
Yeah, I was actually talking to the spin doctor himself, the one and only Christopher Gargaro, and we were both in like unanimous agreement that we don't understand why the line is going this way. Chris Bankston against UNC Wilmington's 5-man may be a guy that's 6'4". So I just don't see Wilmington without putting up a really high-end octane shooting night being able to go in and beat this team. So I think that Norfolk definitely we have to pump the brakes a little, be like, this is still a MEAC team, but this is a well-coached MEAC team. This is a team with depth. This is a team with a guy, Jordan Hawkins, who can come off the bench and give you that game-changing performance. So I love Joe Bryant. I love Chris Bankston in this lineup. I like Norfolk also.
Yeah, it was a stay off for me in that game. How about this one? Loyola Chicago, 17.5-point favorites over Indiana State. I think they're playing. Can you lay the points here, Loyola?
I think first half I did. That's what I did. I bet -10, and I bet the over first half. I think that after talking to Loshak also, he's on the over in this game, and I agree with the over, but I'm only so far on first half plays. I want to see how Indiana State tries to control or what tempo they're going to play at. We've seen Cooper Neeson, we've seen this Clayton Henry guy step up into that freaking role that Cooper Neeson was in, and Tyreek Key was in the alpha, but this is still a little Chicago team that can run 8 or 9 scoring guards or forwards off their freaking on their team. And I just think that when you don't have Cameron Crutwig, which we've already seen in the Chicago State game, this team moves the ball a lot faster and they're trying to score 80-85 points. So that's what I'm hoping for tonight over basketball in that game.
I like your first half too. I think they can cover first half and full game at that number. This one's a little bit bigger from our guy Vail Gotti. He says, I know the Xavier line's high, Max. Central Michigan's been atrocious. Can they cover the 25.5 here?
I thought that Central Michigan definitely had a little bit of value. They showed a little bit of value against Kentucky, being able to stay within that number the other night. And I think that as long as you continue to incorporate Jermaine Jackson and Cam Healy into the primary mission of your offense, I think that that's going to be good. We saw Harrison Henderson really struggle to stay on the floor. I do not like if this team falls behind because then they go small. I like it when it's reasonably close because then they play a traditional lineup. I think Central Michigan definitely would be getting smoked a lot by a lot more points if Zach Fremantle was in the lineup for Xavier. But at the end of the day, I think that not having him makes a big enough difference that scares me off taking big numbers with Xavier like this.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I want to take Central Michigan, but I don't trust them. It's a shitload of points there. This one was 17.5. It's moved to 18. Villanova against Penn. Can they maybe first half look here? Villanova. When they shoot it, Max, they can shoot the lights out, when they're on.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that they come to shoot the lights off because what we know about this new Villanova team, Conor, is that they are not a freaking their guards can't beat you and take you to the rim every time.
Yes.
They need help to get their shots off and get to the fucking rim. So that's where I'm a little more cautious about it. But I do think that we see an inspired performance. The great Pete Loshak is on the complete other side. He thinks that it's going to be a closer game where they just handshake and they're just like, yeah, good game. Let's move on to the next one. But we are in disagreement there. I think that it's offensive and it's fucking nice on the eyes and not fucking make you want to fucking punch yourself in the arm or stab yourself with said pen. Give me the over. Give me Villanova to blast them. Fuck him in the mouth, Nova. And that is the last time you'll hear me saying that because I love you, Con.
Yeah, watch how much you're giving Nova love there, Max. I'm with you, but a team like this you should take advantage of. But better teams, you're right. They need a ball screen. They need the movement. As you mentioned, those guards. And they got all those guys can shoot it well as a team. All right, let's get to the next one here. Duquesne, -4.5 versus Bowling Green. Anything there from Paul Taylor, the Sailor, with the donut today as well?
Yeah, I think that when you look at Duquesne, this is a group that definitely has to get Kevin Easley, get Trey Williams involved early. And I think that with Leon Ayers, this is a guy that at Mercer looked like he was ready to take that step into that complementary scoring role. If he can do that tonight, I think that Duquesne is going to be able to dominate home court like they usually are. And with Bowling Green, I think that they are getting healthy. They are figuring out their hierarchy, but I'm just not seeing what I saw out of Gordon and Mills that we saw last year on their previous stops. I think that if Daquan Plowden gets shut down, it makes it that much easier. And we know that Keith Danbrot is a very good non-conference home spread betting coach. And I'm just going to go with what's been working, and that's been back in the Dukes.
Okay. Let's get to a big game here, Max. Louisville, Michigan State. Michigan State favored by 4 here. This total has gone up from 133.5 to 137.5. What's your look here in this big one?
Yeah, this is a spot where Chris Mack is making his return to the bench, and it's going to be interesting to see how the team responds offensively to having him there. We need to see that 38, 39 point output for Louisville in order for them to have a chance, because this could get ugly real quick in favor of Michigan State if they're not careful. I think that when you look at it, this is a spot where Michigan State probably covers, but there's something about it that makes me think that maybe Louisville goes up tempo early on, and then Malik Williams can dominate the back end of that pack line and really deny a lot of drivers and stop Michigan State in their tracks.
Any lean on the total?
Oh, I
It's
like
moved up.
over. I
You
like
like
over.
over?
No, I think it's 140 basketball.
Okay. I am off this game. I think Michigan State's playing better, and they are at home. And the number's gotten short, and there's money that's come, it's brought it down a little bit. If I had a few more points, I'd be on Louisville, but I don't trust them. You're talking about Max back, coaching. I just haven't figured this Louisville team out. If I had to lean, I'd lean with the points, though, in that one. Let's get to the next one here. Ohio versus LSU. LSU's favored by 11. You look there, Max.
Rocking my LSU shit right now. And
There we go.
I'm hoping to curse them. I'm hoping to curse them. Curse you, LSU. Curse you. Stop eating fucking alligators, you sons of bitches. No, I'm joking. Eat all the alligators you want. But just so you know, there's more chickens on this planet than there are people. We need to eat them. So let's help them out. Okay. Now, when it comes to this game, Connor, I think that we are going to see LSU press a lot, play fucking outstanding defense, and this game is going to struggle to score points. We saw it in the Wake Forest game. We've seen it already a bunch of times. They do have the common opponent of Belmont, which definitely played into my capping. I think that Ohio finds a way to backdoor cover this game, but what I really like is first half and full game under. So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going what the numbers say, and LSU is a very dominant defensive team that we don't really know about yet.
Yeah, too much unknown for me as well. I think Ohio's a pretty good basketball team. Can they cover this number here on the road? Maybe, maybe not. Not enough value for me. So it was a pass. I'd like your lean to the under there, though. Let's get to our guy, Taylor MacArthur. Boston U -2 and Kennesaw State +3.5. You like anything there, Max?
Yeah, it's all about Kennesaw for me. I don't trust Mercer on the spread. I think that Kennesaw with Spencer Rogers on the floor, not in foul trouble. This is home dog written all over it.
Yeah, that was my, especially on the Kennesaw. Boston, I think they can get that, but I like the Kennesaw, the 3.5. Max went over Utah Valley. He's going to run through it right real quick. He's on them. He's on them plus the points and BYU's team total under. Right, Max? 76.5?
Yeah, and that is a Peter Loshak help credit.
Yeah. Shout out to Loshak. What about this one, Max? We got a few more minutes. We'll try to get through as much as we can. The big days like this, we can't get to all of them. What about Bradley? They cover this number here at 5?
Listen, with Jashawn Henry, he's definitely going to be a boatload to handle. I don't know who in the front court for Northern Iowa can stop him without Austin Fife getting into foul trouble. But this is a spot where I got to back Northern Iowa. They went into my Bonnie's building and fucking beat them by margin. So I got to throw them a little respect right now. Maybe they figured it out and it's just in time for conference play. So let's see them start the MVC season proper and throw out what happened in the non-conference.
2-minute warning.
Shout out to the warning there, big show. Wagner here, where do they have it? Seton Hall. You like anything there from Jake? Seton Hall cover?
Yeah, listen, it's hard not to like Seton Hall in this game. I thought this line would be in the 20s, and with Wagner, they're talented, but the bottom line is they haven't played in 2.5 weeks because of some sort of shutdown. I think it was COVID or some flu, whatever it is. They haven't fucking practiced consistently. They haven't played a game in 2.5 weeks. I think that works against them when you're going up against Seton Hall.
Okay. Anyone? Well, really, do you like Providence at all, Max?
I was liking Texas Tech earlier, but now that I've started to think about how they're going to run the point guard spot without Jared Bynum, I think it's something that they can overcome, and it's just smelling and reeking like another Syracuse spot like against Indiana last night.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. How about Wisconsin, Georgia Tech? And we'll got to get out of here. Anything there?
Yeah.
Max?
Home dog. I will not trust Wisconsin on the road. Johnny Davis is going to have to put up 30 for them. They shut him down. Let's go Jordan Usher and Michael DeVoe.
I totally agree. Wisconsin's got that defense, Max, but if they don't shoot it, and like Davis, if he's not hitting their shots, Wisconsin, they're just not that good of a basketball team. I think they're very average, very vanilla. Give me the home dog there as well with Georgia Tech. That is it for us, Max. Shout out to the chat. Everyone in here, hit the like button. We're almost at the 100. We appreciate you. Paul Taylor, the Sailor. What's up, Taylor? Thank you. Nathan Cerner, North Ender. MMA Locker Room. What's up, man? Our guy, Boston Nicky Fish Tanks, slamming a beer. Dan T, Top Shelf Plays. All the guys in here. THCs. Rizza, what up? Star Child. Everyone else. Bleds W. Mike M. Everyone in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining us on this huge Wednesday of college basketball. Let's shoot it out right now, Max. Let's get to your plays. I'll hit mine, and then we'll get on out of here.
Yeah, I'm on Iona Marist over 62 first half. Colorado State team total over 83.5. Utah Valley plus 14 or plus 13.5, depending on what you can get. BYU team total under 76.5. That is a credit to the one and only Pete Loshak. Pacific money line plus 130. The Michigan UNC full game over 150.5.
Excellent. I love it. Give me Va Tech here. Money line, even money. I think they're just all around better basketball team than Maryland. I also in that game lean under a bit, that total at 132 in that basketball game. This one, we talked about it, Max, but fuck it. I'm going with it. Give me Cincinnati laying the 3.5. Get it done. They're just a little bit better team here. I think they could win, by 6 to 10 points. I'm rolling with it. UC Riverside, Oregon. Give me the under 130 in that game. It doesn't get there, I don't believe. Princeton Hofstra, I'm on the over 144. I think we see points. I think we get to the 70, and I think there's some value in this. That's why I'm on it. I think we get over 144 in that game. And the last one, UNLV, SMU. UNLV, not a very good offensive team, played pretty good defense. They are going on the road, but I think this total is way too high. I got 139. Even at 138, if you guys right around there, it's dropped a little bit. Take it. I think this game goes under the total for UNLV, SMU. And Max, give a last word. Shout out anything for the chat here before we dip.
Yeah, of course. Respect to the chat. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. I hope that you guys enjoyed your time away from your work, family, whatever responsibilities that you were able to ditch to hang out with us. Let's do it again tomorrow, and hopefully we come with some winners and some chicken dinners.
Real quick, I'll give a shout out to our guy Seamus. We got a dip, but how about Harvard? Strong home dog, Max? We got to get our guy here this last
Definitely. Like Harvard. Sorry, Nasty Nate.
Excellent. He's the great Maxwell Smart. I'm Conor Mac, baby, and we're out of here. We be pumping! See you tomorrow.